Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another CEO Life Book of the Month review, where we take great ideas from great books and turn them into practical lessons we can use in our businesses, our leadership, and our everyday lives. Now, one of the things I truly appreciate about CEO Life is that we're never encouraged to stop growing. Each month, we are given a new book, not just to read, but to discuss through mentorship, challenge one another, and most importantly, apply what we learn. Because information alone doesn't change lives, application does. This month's book is Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. Our topic this week is the hardest person you'll ever lead is yourself. Now, if you've never read this book, you might think it's about military leadership because both authors are former Navy SEALs. But after reading the first part of this book, I realized this isn't really a book about leading other people. It's a book about learning to lead yourself first. That was powerful to me. Why? Because one of the biggest ideas the authors introduce is this: leadership begins the moment excuses end. Think about that. How often do we hear ourselves saying, I would have succeeded if my bosses were different, or if my team worked harder? Now, those things may actually be true, but here's what challenged me. Every time we blame something outside of ourselves, we also give away our power to change it. That's profound, because blame protects our ego, but ownership develops our character. The author doesn't suggest that leaders are responsible for everything that happens. They're saying leaders are responsible for how they respond to everything that happens. And those are two very different things. That made me stop and think and ask myself, where have I been waiting for someone else to change when maybe I needed to change first? That's a question we should all ask ourselves, because here's another insight I wrote down while reading. The mirror may be the most honest leadership coach you'll ever have. It's easy to evaluate someone else. It's much harder to evaluate ourselves, but that's exactly where growth begins. So here's Carla's CEO challenge of the week. This week, every time something doesn't go your way, before blaming circumstance, before blaming another person, pause and simply ask yourself, what part of this can I own? Maybe it's your preparation, maybe it's your communication, or maybe it's your attitude, or simply your next decision. Because ownership isn't about carrying guilt, it's about creating influence. And here's something I'll leave you with this week. The moment you stop asking, why is this happening to me, and begin asking, what can this teach me, you've already started becoming a better leader. Because leaders don't wait for better circumstances. They create better outcomes through ownership, action, and consistency. Now, I'd love to hear from you. So here's my question to you. What's one area in your life where taking greater ownership could completely change your results? Share it in the comments. I read every one of them because your perspective may help someone else, and it helps me continue growing as well. If you're enjoying these months' review, I'd really appreciate it if you can like, subscribe, and share so we can continue learning together each month. And remember, at CEO Life, it's all gas, no brakes. I'm Carla Powell. I'll see you next week.